please tell us your names?
Yeah. My name is Austin.
And I'm Caleb.
All right. Hello, Austin and Caleb. What is your team name and why do you choose it?
Our team name is Sigma Mail, as in like Sigma, and then mail as in like emails. And we chose it because the Gmail logo, when you turn it to the side, looks like a Sigma notation.
There's a bit of a background that's tied to your app as well, or is it kind of random?
It's quite random.
Yes, quite random.
Yeah.
Still very creative though. Could you please tell us about your app, and including what it does and how it helps to make a change, how it ties into the theme?
So the most general basic idea of an app is like a finance manager. And basically it just helps you manage how much you spend on different categories of your life. And it also shows some statistics such as how much more you're spending compared to last week or last month, so that you can be aware of your changes in spending. And how does this relate to the topic, right? So the topic is make a change in the world. And one of the world runs on money, right? And one of the major problems faced by many people, especially youth, right, is maybe they're reckless spending because they don't see the value in money. And so this app helps you visualize how much you're spending, so in order to help you control your spending habits.
That's very true, especially to help keep costs down, and to be able to visualize what and how people are spending as well. Must be fun to debug and test out the app though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay. What are some good memories that you've had from this season's Game of Apps class?
I think one of the memories was just before I've never heard of like Android Studio, so I thought it was pretty cool because I've never even really thought of how they created apps on Android. So I thought it was like really cool when I first discovered that. And also Figma, when I first discovered Figma, I was like, I also never thought about how they could create it. Like I thought they would mostly do it in Photoshop and stuff, but Figma was like a free tool that I've never like just thought of or like even encountered before. So that was like really cool.
Yeah, and this is also my first time playing with an Android emulator, so it's also pretty fun to play around with that. And it is also kind of fun to just re-experience and relearn the basic Java programming languages.
Has it been much of a challenge to basically go from being not very skilled or not knowing much about, in the first case, Figma, in the second case, Android Studio, and then working your way up to knowing it in a lot more detail?
Well, yeah, especially for Android Studio, it has been like pretty fun to just learn and figure it out. And Figma too is also pretty fun to learn about the design.
So both of you have dabbled in both the Figma side and the Android Studio side in detail then that you both followed the classes really well. And most importantly, why should someone vote for your team?
Because we think our app idea is actually like, it's pretty unique in a way that's like, when you think of like make a change in the world, most people think of like maybe climate change or maybe helping the elderly, but I think our idea tackles like a lesser talked about problem, which is finance. Because when we like talk about finance, all we talk about is like rich people, right? But what about the poor people, like what about people that are struggling to keep their finances in check? And I think this is a problem that like everybody deals with. Like it doesn't matter where you live, everybody deals with this problem. And that's why it's not talked about so much, because it feels like it's like the problem feels diffused between the population.
Yeah, also I think that like off the top of your head, when you try to think of like any way to help manage your money and not only manage it, also keep track and figure out these stats, there isn't really a convenient method that comes to mind. So we're looking to help make something that can change that.
Very good points, especially to make it accessible to all sorts of different people and different age groups as well. And lastly, is there anything that you want to tell us or the audience before the championships?
You guys should vote for us.
Yeah, vote for us.
But is there any reason that like anything special about your team or your app? Or
if you use our app, you'll save money. You'll learn about finance.
Okay, that is a very important one then. All right, thank you very much to Team 4, Sigma Males.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.